I mean, he doesn't just show up and say, okay, here, go. It's like, okay, what do I say? And boom, he gives me the soundbite already there, and I'm just like, you're so good.
I'm here with Amber Anderson, my great friend and client. Amber, if you can.
I will try.
Explain a little bit about maybe what we're already doing, but now what we're doing with vlogs and what we did in Vegas.
Yes.
Starting from San Diego, how about that?
Yes, so we had an opportunity. I was speaking here in San Diego on a panel about international real estate, and then I was flying to Vegas the same day to sit on a panel at our big Sotheby's International Conference about video marketing. So as David has been really pushing me into the space of vlogging, which as many videos as I've done, I will tell you that vlogging is just, it's a little different, but I understand the value.
It's a different perspective, right? So Amber's very professional. She knows exactly what to say, how to say it, especially when you have like that interview style. But what I wanted people to see is that Amber that I get to see, right, that I get to experience, and I feel like really connects with people. Not that the interview style doesn't, it just, we're all very multi-dimensional, like in terms of our character.
You see more me, right? Really talking to my audience, so to speak.
And they get to see what you do on a regular basis. A lot of times people don't understand what value agents are putting and how, in their marketing and their day-to-day, that they're trying to get the home sold.
Right. No, and it's a good way to showcase that.
Yeah.
So
and plus you're badass, so like.
Well, thank you, but it's still, whenever it's raw, it makes anybody uncomfortable because it shows that whole other side of you, which is important, but it's also the reason why I always have you, because I like my quality and the consistency of my brand to be professional and, edited right.
As you know, if you follow her, which you should, amberanderson.video.
Yep.
And if you want to subscribe to mine too, it's David A. Moya, and then Video Sales Real Estate. We're doing obviously agent stories, property videos, destination videos, educational videos, testimonials, events. I mean, like, you really brought me on, and the content is really deep. Like, we're doing so much. And what's great about that is we're able to repurpose it over and over and over, when a lot of times we can't do that when we just do one property video for an agent. We're not that deep, and so it's like, there's only so much we can do with that. But after time, an agent can accumulate this footage, this content, like you
also
have.
known as B-roll.
Yeah, B-roll, B and then roll. And we're able to multi-purpose this, that way the dollar you spend has more longevity. It's exponential, I think, when you use it, the content that way. So now, as your content brand manager, someone who watches your quality throughout, now what we're doing is this vlog. And so back to the vlog. We started in San Diego. We woke up early.
Yep.
I got down to wherever this was, or was it?
The Admiral Baker Club in Mission Valley, and that's where we were. Again, it was a panel on international real estate. I think there was an immigration attorney, an attorney who dealt with taxation and foreign entities, myself, and then a currency exchange professional, talking about everything you need to know. And this was put on by the San Diego Association of Realtors. Everything you need to know about doing business, not just with international buyers, but even as our buyers go and buy property outside of the US. So just some good tips on all of that. And then we rushed out of there to the airport to head to Vegas.
And Brandon was there, your husband was there, my good friend Brandon. And it's nice to have that complete team, where at least you guys as a couple go out there, because him supporting you and being able to provide me help as well, because with the storyboarding as we're going, because this is very genuine stuff happening, because it's really off the cuff, just like, okay, what's happening right now? What can we document? And luckily, Amber's mic'd up the whole time, so I can get sound bites throughout. And so when she's presenting, I'm at the back, zoomed in on her, and I'm able to get all this footage and interacting with people when they're asking you questions. So that's really cool. Walk us through that a little bit. Like, what was that like? Was it difficult for you? And I know you haven't seen the video yet. It's almost coming out.
I know. So I'm looking forward to it. And look, I mean, I think what it comes down to, and I do so much video, but at the end of the day, you got to have a good coach to really help push you through, because not that I'm self-conscious, but I think it's natural for people to feel uncomfortable behind a camera because you're talking to a camera, you're not talking to people. And so, it's interesting being mic'd up because, I remind myself, oh God, he's listening to every word that I'm saying. But, it's something that I'm open to, and I know that my audience, whether it's agents or my clients or potential clients, they get to see a whole nother side to really what I do. And the best part about videos and why I've always leveraged videos is that they work for me even when I'm sleeping. And what I mean by that is I get rapport with clients because most people just have that over the phone. And when we talk about body language and really what moves people, a lot of the rapport is built within truly face-to-face, right? So with videos, you bring the body language component back into the equation so people can get to know me.
It's really, it allows the viewer to not feel any pressure, right? So when you meet somebody in person, there's always those societal pressures, maybe like, oh, am I saying the right thing? But the viewer now is just like, oh, let me just get to know Amber. Yes, you're dealing with high-end properties, right? And you're spending time, resources in selling the home, but a lot of times people don't see that. And
lots of money.
Yeah, lots of money, absolutely. And so with that, there's a lot of hard work. And I feel like the vlogs actually help you do that and give people, like you said, behind the scenes. So we get to Vegas, we're documenting this, we're going into Vegas, and then you're meeting people, your friends, network, all over, what is it, north?
It was 2,500 agents. It's from all over the world. So it's every 18 months we do a global networking conference for just Sotheby's agents. I think we now have almost 900 offices all over. So it's a big event, and it's good not just for networking, but it gives me a platform to obviously meet other agents, share my properties, but then give value and be a true resource and expert and somebody that agents within our company can look up to in terms of giving them those tips and how to leverage the brand. And most importantly, when it comes to video and video marketing, I think there's really an untapped space. And like I said, it used to just be property videos, but now it's become so much more because for me, I can showcase any part of it, whether, I know that I need to share a testimonial with a past client, I can do that over video. If it's something where they're going, I only had 10 agents show up to the broker caravan. Well, let me show you this video of how we do things. But now we have the option to have all of that footage that we can repurpose and rebrand, and I think that's really when you start to see the true royalties. A
lot of times people are like, oh, I need to do property videos, but the thing is, it's more than that. It's content on a consistent basis. The current state of the internet is social media. People are there, you go where they're at, and you provide them with content so they are reminded about who you are, what you do, your work ethic, and your team, and basically your brand.
I mean, when you have somebody checking their Facebook before they're checking their email, you realize you have to have it on every single platform, and then in different formats, right? Because we know that Instagram is a much shorter version than what you can have on Facebook or even YouTube.
And even just on top of that, your Instagram audience is younger.
And if you look at any metric with regards to video, 50% of professionals and of businesses now are literally giving all of the credit to video being their means upon which they're selling or they're getting the rapport. So we're seeing a shift, and the point is there's no reason why our industry is going to be any different. It's just what's going to stand out is the quality.
I always tell an agent, look, don't just use us, like you're
right. You got to do the Facebook lives. You got to do the Insta lives. You got to, and I use them in capacities of, my referral partners, sitting down in an interview one-on-one. And so there's so many different ways video can be used and repurposed, but again, I don't always get to use David for the professional ones. Well, I do have to do the choppy live ones.
Which is good because I think, again, it's going where your audience is, and sometimes, you're not always going to have a professional video, every day, unless you're doing a show, and then that's a different story. But the goal is to provide content every day.
Well, and I think the one thing that people don't necessarily know, the editing part of video, so many agents feel like that's a piece of the puzzle that they have to know.
Right.
And I say, don't even go there, get a professional, however you need to do it, because our job is not to edit our videos.
Totally.
And I want the professionals to do the hard stuff.
That's right.
And I feel like editing is hard.
It is. And it takes a lot of time. Yeah. You generally, for an hour we're filming, we're editing 2 to 3 hours. So.
Right.
Watching you at the panel in Vegas, I saw all these people come up to you and then I got my earphone on, so I'm listening to what you're saying, what they're saying, and they're asking you questions, and what do you do for this, or can you give me some quick advice for this? But what I loved is to see is just this network, right?
Yep.
You're connecting with people. You're helping that person who was where you were maybe 7 years ago. Yep. And you're giving them value.
Well, I think I live by the motto, your network is your net worth. And it's one of the reasons why I've always had a database from even before when I was in the mortgage business. And for me, it doesn't do me any good if I go to an event and meet 10 to 15 to 20, 50 great agents if they don't go anywhere.
Right.
So for me, it's about increasing my network, but more than anything else too, it's about bringing that value back, because it allows me to just touch somebody that one day, when they've got a referral in my neck of the woods, they're going to think of me.
So speaking about giving back, you and I are planning a trip to Texas next month. We got a lot to do before then, but we did spend some time today talking about that event. We're going to be bringing a ton of value both for agents and videographers.
Yep. I'm in San Diego, in La Jolla in particular, and one of our feeder markets is the Dallas area. And more importantly, Briggs Freeman office is an amazing Sotheby's affiliate that we have. It's one of the larger offices. I think there's just it's a great group there. I'm coming out there to not just talk about the video marketing component, but kind of how I've really used the Sotheby's brand to my success and how to leverage it, how I use it in my listing presentations, kind of the ins and out of my marketing plans, and then really just go into the video component part, because I think there's always questions that agents have, and it's not just, why should I do video, but once you get the video, what do you do with it? I think it's going to be exciting for them to hear your side of things and that's what's so great about working with somebody who gets it, because they go hand in hand. Right. David, I think what's great about you too is you don't come from the real estate industry, but you come from the mortgage industry, which gives you a really good understanding of how agents work to begin with. I mean, he doesn't just show up and say, okay, here, go. It's like, okay, what do I say? And boom, he gives me the soundbite already there, and I'm just like, you're so good. So I think you don't always get that with somebody who's a videographer who's also going to help coach you as an agent and how it should be and what it should say. When we've done the testimonials, I think it's been so powerful that we have obviously questions, but you're just talking to them. And I can't tell you how many clients have come back and been like, oh my God, he made that so easy.
That's awesome.
And
that's good to
that
hear.
Just doesn't come from everybody. So I think that's why I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
Make my job better.
Yeah, well, we've been working now. What's like seven years or something like that. And,
long time.
And I think just your credibility is just amazing in terms of what you've done. You've been through the journey. You've figured out what you needed to do, and you've done it. And a lot of times people are hesitant to that because naturally, as a human, we're like hesitant to take risks and to go beyond the fear. I think what's most valuable about this relationship is that we're in it together. I love coming in and working with a client and getting in real deep in terms of their content, like providing them a way to showcase who they are, showcase their brand, their messaging.
If you can let yourself go and not be the micromanagers that we are and want to look at, because look, I'm going to say my hair's off, my smile's off. Oh my God, we are our own worst critic. Yeah. But I trust in the quality that I want, the message that I'm trying to get out, and so I kind of let it go. Sure. And when I do that, and when I did that, things just started to flow a lot easier, and I think it makes your job that much easier because I'm not giving you 10,000 edits. Oh my God,
yes, yes, absolutely.
And you just go with it because it's never going to be perfect.
Mm-hmm. Vulnerability is good, I think, and when it's communicating to somebody else that, hey, I'm just like you. I love showing that aspect, and I think when we first started, it was just like, it was really on how creative can I get to show the cases properly and sell it, and now it's evolved into so many. It's multifaceted now at this point because it's you, it's the brand, it's homes, it's destinations, it's locations. So it's so many different things now. But I think what's great is just it's still you. It's an extension of you.
Right.
And so because we have this great relationship, it just continues to become better and better. So
I agree, and more to come.
More to come. Yeah. And so I'm excited about this trip. We'll be doing some vlogging there as well, and we're gonna just be training people.
Yeah.
We'll be actually filming properties the first 2 days, coaching, training videographers out there.
Not just to go to a location and say, hey, here agents, here's my secret to success, here's how I do my videos. Because then all of a sudden they go, well, how do I get a David in my area?
Sure,
They're like,
yeah.
what is he gonna fly out? So David's actually going before to train the local videographers the way that it should be done, or what I feel how it should be done, so that they actually have a resource.
I think it's gonna provide value, and again, a lot of times people are like, why are you gonna go train videographers? Because for me, there's plenty to go around, and I think if we're able to provide value, it's going to come back to us somehow. And I think what's great is, you're going to go and talk first, which is going to provide a ton of value to agents, and what you do, how you've been successful here. And then I'm going to do the same thing, just on the video side. So again, it's just the perfect combination, because we know every time you go to a panel, every time you go to an event talking about marketing, number one is video. Video, social media, right? And so even if you say, well, social media is more important than video, ask yourself, just go on your Facebook page and how many posts are videos? Like I scroll, and sometimes when my baby girl is sleeping, my 10-month-old baby, I gotta be like, oh shoot, there's too many videos, because they're gonna come on, automatically. So all of them are almost videos. So even if you think, social media is more important,
you still need the video.
Right, video is a way you communicate through social media, so you still need that. Amber gave me the opportunity. She said, hey, I see what you're doing on your other publication, your other website. Can you take what you're doing and apply it to real estate? And we were like, hey, let's take a stab at it. We did a video, and she called me up, and she's like, a person in New York, a gentleman, made an offer sight unseen because he sent it to his wife in Europe. And they made an offer sight unseen, and it sold. When you do a video about a community or a destination like Carlsbad, but whenever you have a listing come up in Carlsbad, we're able to multi-purpose.
Yeah, we can include the lifestyle piece into the property.
We have such a strong history, and we've been helping each other evolve along the way. So
pushing each other to greatness, as they say.
That's right. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me, because I'm in your La Jolla office.
Well, hey, you're inviting me into the podcast world, so
thanks again. Looking forward to this trip. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. We'll have to see what video comes out of it.
Yeah, and as Amber says,
ciao, ciao for now.
I love it.